The Strada HBCU initiative provides scholarships, networking, and leadership development opportunities to students at 50 historically Black colleges and universities across the nation. The $25 million commitment that made the HBCU initiative a reality is the largest grant in the history of Strada Education Foundation. Its authors saw the initiative as an evolution of Strada's work and a forward-looking response to the racial reckoning of 2020.
I said, Marshall, we need to think about potentially how we might address this situation. We started to talk about leadership in the communities that we serve.
We really wanted to look at a way to make a difference that affected what really was going on in the country and support people who could be potential leaders for the next generation.
I thought about that question of leadership, and as I presented that back to Marshall, he went forward with that and said, let's not just work with HBCUs, but let's think about how we could combine this leadership initiative with the opportunity to support these institutions that we have worked with over a period of time.
Part of the responsibility of higher education is obviously to help young people get a job and begin a career. Another key function of higher education, though, is to prepare for leadership for the next generation.
Thus was born the Strada HBCU initiative.
I think it's very important to be engaged with people you are trying to help. So you really want to have dialogue and conversation about what their needs are. And you can oftentimes discover an awful lot of information that you thought you knew that you don't really know.
Instead of simply offering to fund scholarships at HBCUs, Strada embarked on a listening tour. Strada staff, board members, and an advisory board made up of current and former HBCU presidents visited campuses and asked, how can this initiative propagate the success you already are having at HBCUs?
The purpose was to bring together a group of people who do that work every day to give us some advice and counsel about how we might structure something that builds on what they're doing, that doesn't supplant or take the place of what they're doing. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. And so that's how the concept came together.
The initiative began in 2021 as a pilot with 28 HBCU partners. Since then, the number of participating institutions has grown to 50, accounting for nearly half the HBCUs in the country.
It's one success story after another, and in many respects, when I think about the enthusiasm of many of our colleagues around the board table, it's been very, very rewarding for all of us.